Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Wednesday, March 1st, 2023. Stand up for your country. So when I'm out and about in public, people come up and they are always very nice. I very rarely have anybody who's negative. But I am 6'4", 200 pounds, and I don't look like I would brook that. So I guess it's logical. But anyway, many people ask me, what are you, O'Reilly, most concerned about? Putin? China, the economy, what is most concerning to you? And I always give them the same answer. It's a simple answer. None of the above, no Putin, no China. I am concerned about, above all, President Biden. And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So once again yesterday, Mr. Biden goes out on a campaign stop, which is what these speeches are all about. And he says this, go.
Folks, and by the way, you know, you hear ads of the big spending Joe Biden. In 2 years, I reduced the debt $1.7 billion. $1.7 billion. The largest deficit reduction in American history.
Okay. So he didn't reduce the debt $1.7 billion. He meant to say $1 trillion, but he doesn't know what he's saying. And then the people in the audience are like seals. I mean, if you listen to the words, I reduced the debt $1.7 billion. That's nothing. He gives that to Ukraine every Thursday. So it doesn't make any sense, but there's people listening to him, they're zombies. All right, so he says he meant trillion, all right? He reduced the debt $1.7 trillion. That's what he says. That's not even close to being true. It's not even in the universe of truth. Here is the truth. So since he's been in office, President Biden has increased the national debt by $4 trillion, from 28 to 32 trillion. Okay? That's since he's been in office. 2 years, 4 trillion. That averages 2 trillion a year up. Far more than any other president in history. Okay. Now, then he gets into the deficit. So the national debt is the accumulation of all government spending that we have not paid for back eons. Okay? The deficit is year to year. So Biden says, well, I've cut the deficit. That's true because the COVID spending, the checks to you, small business, whatever, stopped. So during COVID, the deficit spending was here. When the check stopped, it automatically came down. Biden had nothing to do with it. That was a congressional mandate. So Joe Biden gets up there, and this is all he had to do all day. He didn't do anything else. Give one speech about the economy, and he couldn't do it. He confused billion with trillion, and he confused the deficit with the debt. That's why I'm worried. Okay? Now, let's carry it a step further. He is thinking about running for president again. Now, you may think that Joe Biden has done a good job, and that's your right to think that. 42% of Americans think he's okay. To me, it's astounding, but they're probably like the people in the Virginia speech where they just clap and they don't listen and they don't know the difference between a billion and a trillion. And I don't want to be supercilious, word of the day here, arrogant, but come on. So he wants to run again. And he has no idea what he is saying. So he can't campaign because he's not going to be able to go out there day after day and give speeches when he can't even give one speech. All right? He's not going to be able to do that. So he'll do the same thing he did last time, is he'll stay in the house. And that's not what we need here. We have vexing problems that need to be solved. Vexing problems, the border, inflation, on and on and on and on. Overseas, you all know them. Okay, so the President of the United States, step back. We've had a few Buttes, okay? Millard Fillmore, Pierce, James Buchanan. I mean, we've had some bad ones. Herbert Hoover, Warren Harding. But they all at least were cognizant, because I have letters from all of them, letters that they wrote. Not to me, I wasn't alive, but they wrote a letter. Biden's not that. He can't. He can't. Not won't. And I know a lot of you think he's a liar and he's lying and he's this and he's that. And he cannot absorb information. He can't. He's at that stage in his life where he cannot do it. So who emerges as the big villain here in Biden world? It's got to be his wife. And she looks like a nice woman, teacher, all of that. But she's got to know what state, what mental state he's in. And there she is running around. She doesn't want to give up the first ladyship. Want to live up all those perks. Okay? She'd push him out the door. Whereas somebody else might say, is this good for the country? Yeah? Now, rationalizations all day long, you know what that is. Okay? Everybody does it. But Jill Biden is emerging as a villainess here, in my humble opinion. And that's the memo. All right, so the president nominated Julie Su to serve as the new Secretary of Labor. The former mayor of Boston, Marty Meehan, quit. There's Ms. Su. She's a very qualified woman. There's no doubt she has the qualifications. 54 years old, Harvard Law degree, ran a labor department in California, born to Chinese immigrants in Wisconsin. She is qualified. But here's the kicker on all of these department heads, and Buttigieg is the best example. Mayorkas is another really good one. They don't do anything. If you're the Department of Labor secretary, you don't do anything. You don't come in and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No. You do what you are told to do from the White House. So Susan Rice will call up Ms. Su and say, this is what we'd like to do. And Julie Su will do it. Buttigieg, I mean, anyone of you watching and listening to me tonight, if you were Secretary of Transportation, would have gone to Ohio. You would have gone. That's your job. Just to protect your butt. CYA, you would have gone. He didn't go. Why? Because he wasn't ordered to go. They didn't tell him to go. Same thing with Mayorkas. Any Homeland Security chief would say and order a different strategy on the border. Mayorkas won't do it because the White House doesn't want it. So these jobs are basically order taker jobs. They're prestigious in the sense that you have a job at that level, then you can go into a university and get a cushy job and give speeches. All right, so Biden yesterday, in addition to telling everybody that he cut the debt, 1.7 billion, 1.2, whatever it was. I mean, I have to laugh because it was so absurd. And he didn't even hear it. See, when I make a mistake, I do this all ad lib. I'm not reading a prompter here. I'm just talking to you like I talk to anybody. All right? And when I make a mistake, though, I hear it in my head. And then I correct it. Most of the time. Once in a while, you just go, and that's called I misspoke. But most of the time, I hear it. He doesn't. So here's what he said about taxes. Go.
The idea that a billionaire, we used to have 600 or so in the United States of America, now there's 1,000. The idea that they pay at a rate that is lower than the rate of a police officer, a school teacher, a nurse, is bizarre.
But it's not true. It's not true. Okay? So if Biden really cared about straightening out the tax code, he would propose specific things to Congress and they change it. I'm no billionaire fan. What most of them do is set up corporations and then the money goes through the corporation so they can devalue things, and they can buy private jets, and they can do all of this through the corporations. And it's very, very complicated. They pay accountants hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, these guys and gals, okay, to take advantage of the tax code. Change it. Change it. All right? Just the pass-through stuff alone, I can't explain it to you now, but the pass-through advantages to corporations in the tax code means these billionaires, they can live off the corporation without having it count as personal income. Warren Buffett does that. Okay? And so Biden doesn't care about any of this. He wants class envy. Set up the haves and the have-nots. There are more have-nots than haves, and we'll get all the have-not votes. That's what it's all about. It's not about actually fixing the tax code, which should be fixed. Many of you have heard me talk about how much I like Grip 6. Now, Grip 6 makes amazing belts, socks, and wallets themselves, right here in the USA, sourcing all their wool, leather, and aluminum here in America. Because Grip 6 manufactures everything in the USA, they can bring you their factory seconds sale from March 1st to March 15th. Enjoy 40% off all factory seconds. Yes, they still have a lifetime guarantee. Inventory goes fast, so you will want to check them out now. If you haven't given Grip 6 a chance, now's the time to do it. Remember, when you buy Grip 6, you are buying a bit of American strength and truly supporting American industry and ingenuity. So please visit grip6.com/bill to see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go to the mail. We have Dean. Lying and deceit increase over time when not stopped. The White House just set a new record by stating U.S. fuel costs have come down under their leadership. Not a peep out of the mainstream media. It's one thing to try and fail. It's another to fail and lie. Absolutely right. And this could never happen with an honest media. Mark, I have a sister who will not speak to me because I'm conservative. I supported Donald Trump. She might not be the brightest bulb in the box. Okay, Mark, that may be one of the reasons she's not talking to you. But the media vulcanized her misled beliefs into indisputable truth. True. Propaganda has become truth in a lot of precincts. Chantel Wolf, Newport Beach, California. The Republican Party will have a primary election to see who will run against Biden. If the Democrats get people who go in, will they have a primary? Sure, Chantel. Both parties can have primaries. In fact, they do. Even if it's just Biden, they'll have a primary. It'll be up or down on Biden. George, greatest trick ever performed by the devil is to convince people he does not exist. George is reacting to my researching and writing Killing the Witches. All right, so Killing the Witches, at the end of it, I'll finish it by April, and you can pre-order it now on BillO'Reilly.com. There's a lot of really spooky historical stuff in this book, and it's all facts. Every bit of it. Karen Godfrey, Farmington, Michigan. I took your Smart Life advice and bought the I bond at 9.62% last July. I just bought a Capital One CD at 5%. I would not have known about these deals without the Smart Life segment. We are happy to make you prosperous, Karen, and thanks for taking our advice. Okay, we are going to ship the Team Normal gear next week. Team Normal, there we go. And that is the shirt. Look at the shirts and the hats and the mugs. Ship it next week. So you can pre-order on BillO'Reilly.com. You pre-order, you get them first. Okay? And if you change your mind, we don't charge you until the order goes out in the mail. So Team Normal, get on Team Normal. Great for spring and summer. Word of the day, do not be a coxcomb. C-O-X-C-O-M-B. All right? Do not be a coxcomb. We're writing to BillO'Reilly.com. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. Back with the final thought on the Fox News poll. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Okay, final thought of the day. We have a poll on BillO'Reilly.com. It asks you, has the Fox News election machine lawsuit changed your opinion of FNC? Yes or no? And this is a very interesting poll for a number of reasons. I'm going to do the talking points memo tomorrow, Thursday, on this poll. Okay, we'll have the results. I'll give you the results, and then I'm going to tie it in to what is happening vis-a-vis the media in this country, and it's really interesting. There's a huge change going on. So again, the poll question is, has the Fox News election machine lawsuit changed your opinion of FNC? Yes or no? All you do is you go to BillO'Reilly.com, you'll see the banner, you click on the banner, the poll thing comes up, you click on yes or no, and you are recorded. Okay? And, look, I'm not going to predict what's going to happen in that lawsuit. I think that it is a very fascinating and important case. It involves freedom of speech. It involves opinion. It involves corporations. It involves money. But first, we want to know what you think. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News this evening. We will see you again tomorrow. Bill O'Reilly here for Lone Star Transfer. If booking your timeshare has been difficult in the past, you know it's been almost impossible lately. Most clients are shocked to learn that their timeshare is now available to the public, severely limiting booking options. Many owners are upset their yearly dues have nearly doubled during this maintenance fee season. For well over a decade, this family-owned company has had the pleasure of helping more than 18,000 owners legally and permanently get out of their timeshare fees. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau and more than 900 five-star testimonials, Lone Star Transfer is a company you can trust. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. So please call my friends today for a free, no-obligation consultation at 855-551-7066, 855-551-7066, or online at lonestartransfer.com. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.